We get people all the time wondering how in the world could you possibly help? You guys are just chiropractors or something. How could you possibly help somebody with breathing problems or headaches or thyroid? And the answer is really simple. First of all, there are two types of doctors out there. You've got doctors that treat symptoms, either medically or therapeutically or something. They will try and fix your condition. And then you've got us. And I was trying to do the math the other day. It literally is 1 in about 10,000 chiropractors specialize in what it is we do. And our message isn't going to change. And the reason why is because everything we do is based on getting you results. Everything. The way that we examine you, the way that we take you through your treatment, the things you do after your treatment, your homework, the things that we take you through are all designed on one thing, and that is getting you results. Now, what do we mean by that? Well, let's say that you have asthma. You have a breathing problem. And my gosh, I don't like to think about my childhood and the illnesses that I had, but the hardest thing for me to do would be to finish some type of soccer game or baseball game because I literally was gasping for air. Every night I would have trouble breathing trying to go to sleep. So I had to take something to sleep. I had to take another drug in the morning to wake up. It was constantly this heavy weight on my chest. I had snot pouring out of my nose. I was coughing and sneezing all the time. I guarantee you if my elementary school classmates are listening to me on the radio, they're like, yep, that was him. He was sick all the time, just breathing, couldn't breathe, coughing, constantly coughing. That was my life. We thought it was somewhat normal because that's what everybody said to do. Go see the doctor, take your drugs, take your drugs, take your drugs. And all I was doing was getting worse because nobody, not one of those doctors, not one of them, said anything about the health of my spine. Nothing. Now, we happen to see my spine because, when you have a real bad asthma attack, they take pictures of your lungs. We took, 20 pictures of my lungs, x-rays. And we saw my spine, and not one of those doctors said anything about that curve that was in there. My spine was out of place. And if you reach back and touch the base of your neck, where your upper back and your neck meet, that section of your spine, that's where the nerves originate that go to things like your lungs, your heart, your thyroid is up. Those nerves are up in there. Well, think about it. Just think of it logically. If you choke off the nerves totally or you cut them off, those organs are going to die. How fast, Dr. Wall? How fast will those organs die if you cut off the nerve supply to the lungs?
As soon as you cut it.
It's instant. So if we lined up 10 million pulmonologists, 10 million breathing specialists, we went to every clinic out there and we grabbed all the best of the best, and we said, doctors, what happens when you cut the nerves that go to the organ? What are they all going to say?
They die.
The organs die. This is a physiological fact in your body. I don't care what you believe or what you've been told by Aunt Jane or Uncle John or some doctor here or some specialist. The nerves are everything. Listen to me. The nerves are everything to your body. Think of it as your lifeline. If you choke those nerves, now if the nerves can't get the messages from the brain down to the lungs, and then now the lungs have to talk back up to the brain. It's a two-way street. If that system isn't flowing like it's supposed to, the organs malfunction. The inflammation builds up. It gets harder to breathe. You can't fight off infection. If you are having asthma, if your children have breathing problems of any kind, if they're going through bronchitis, listen, I'm urgently pleading with you to get a hold of this whole situation and call us now. Don't wait. Think about it. If there's a problem, listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. If there's a problem with the nerve supply going to an organ, by law, it is only getting worse. And we're not the prophets of doom and gloom. Please don't take it that way. We're here to give you hope. The prophets of doom and gloom are out there telling you to take these drugs for the rest of your life. There's nothing you can do but take steroids. See, I went through all that. And all it did was make more problems, and I got sicker and sicker. You start getting your body working right. Start getting this pressure off of your spine. And the body doesn't have a choice but to start working better, whether it's asthma in the lungs, whether it's thyroid problems or autoimmune diseases, which we talked about. But you've got to start with the source, and that's where we come in. In fact, that's the first place we're going to do. Yeah, you know what? We show you how to eat. We show you how to get the most out of your exercise. But the first place that we start will always be the health of your brain and spinal cord and the way it's getting out to your body. That's how we get the results. That's how we've gotten all those inhalers turned in at the office, all the drug jugs that are filled up with all these steroids and anti-inflammatories and things people took for their breathing and their asthma and allergies. It's because you start with your spine, and you have to. If you don't, and you just keep doing what you're doing, just keep taking the drugs, keep taking your kids to the specialist, and you're not taking care of their spine, I'm sorry to tell you, but their body isn't going to be 100%. If you want 100% for your children, if you want 100% for you, you've got to start taking care of your spine. We are the only ones locally that do the type of work that we do. Now, if you live outside of the Dallas area, Dallas-Fort Worth area, we'll help you find somebody closer to you, but you've got to call us, 877-778-6978. We'll walk you through the whole program. When you come in there, obviously you're going to see a loving environment. We'll walk you through your exam, the x-rays that we'll need to take. Obviously, if there's an infant, I had an infant start care last night. We didn't need x-rays on her. But if you're 4 or 5 and up, we're going to need to take x-rays of you. We will tell you what those are before we take anything. We won't surprise. That's one thing that people tell me all the time. Dr. Hooten, thank you for not surprising me. Thank you for laying out the plan so we're not shocked. I remember one time I broke an ankle, and we went to the emergency room, obviously, and we came out, and we were like shocked at the amount of money that this hospital was, like $1,400 for this visit, the $800 worth of x-rays, and nobody told us beforehand. I was like, whoa, that's a big shock.
Yeah, that's not going to happen at our office. Matter of fact,